Hi guys, this is Terry with Futures.io. It is my honor to welcome back Raymond Deux for today's webinar, Preparing for NinjaTrader 8. During the webinar, if you have questions, you can type them into the questions box and we'll do our best to answer them at the end of the event. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do us a favor and give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the webinar. Also, please feel free to share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us a lot. You can now follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Futures.io. We're working on some new content for these sites and really appreciate your support. Without further delay, I'll hand it over to Ray.
Thank you very much, Terry, and thank you, Futures.io and Mike, for allowing me to come back into the room. And let me share my screen here. Give me a sec. Okay. Hopefully you should all see a slide that says NinjaTrader 8, October 13, 2016. Terry, if you could just confirm that my screen's projecting.
Yep, it looks good and sounds good.
Okay, great. Let's get started. First, I need to run through a couple of disclaimers and disclosures. The risk of loss in trading commodity futures contracts, foreign currency, or equities can be substantial. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you and will depend on your specific circumstance and financial resources. An investor could potentially lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. If you would like a copy of the CFTC full risk disclosure, you can email us at compliance@ninjatrader.com and request a copy. Company disclosure. This presentation is brought to you by NinjaTrader LLC, a software development company which owns and supports the NinjaTrader trading platform. NinjaTrader LLC is an affiliated company to NinjaTrader Brokerage, which is an NFA registered introducing broker, ID number 0339976. The information presented today is intended for information and educational purposes only and should not be considered an offer or solicitation to buy or sell securities, foreign currency, or futures products. As such, the presentation will focus on NinjaTrader trading platform, and questions related to brokerage services should be sent directly to your current broker or to brokersupport@ninjatrader.com. All right, agenda, what to expect. First, probably 15 minutes, I'm going to talk about NinjaTrader 8 production release, what to expect, including our brokerage commissions and upgrading from NinjaTrader 7. I'm then going to provide a high-level demonstration of some of the key features in NinjaTrader 8 and then open it up for Q&A. Okay, production release. When are we going to launch it? We are targeting a production release next month, sometime likely early to mid-November, barring any unforeseen obstacles, but all indications at this time point to us launching here in the next 4 weeks or so. NinjaTrader 8 is going to be available to everybody, and most importantly, it is a free upgrade to all existing users, whether you're a paying user, a license holder, or pardon me, license holder, a lease holder, lifetime license, or direct edition, or using NinjaTrader for free. A question we get quite frequently is what's going to happen with NinjaTrader 7. NinjaTrader 7 will be continued, or we will continue to support it for years to come. I'm not sure if that's 10 years or 5 years, but it's definitely not 1 year. It's for a long time to come. As long as there's support for it and people still using it, we will continue to support it. Upon launch, we will also be launching all of our updated training webinars that we currently deliver for NinjaTrader 7 will also now be delivered in for NinjaTrader 8. So for those of you who might be new to NinjaTrader 8, just getting started, definitely take advantage of that. I've got a note here regarding the performance of third-party add-ons. As you all know, one of the strengths of NinjaTrader is the extendability and the ability to customize it with third-party components, whether that's something that you develop yourself or something you find, for example, on Futures.io. One of the things with NinjaTrader has always been that the way that we allow people to develop things is natively within the product. It's based off of a modern C# framework, and there's a lot of upside to that, which is you can really build whatever you want. The downside to that is that somebody can write even one line of bad code which can bring down NinjaTrader or crash NinjaTrader or cause it to have performance problems. When we first launched NinjaTrader with this type of third-party development support, we knew that we were going to run into this, but we also knew that the pros of allowing people to build whatever they want would ultimately surpass the pain that we had to go through at the early stages years ago when people ran into problems. And for the most part now, if somebody's having a performance issue with NinjaTrader 7, the community, especially the Futures.io community, is very quick to come and say, hey, you probably are running a bad indicator. Here are some tips on how to make sure that your indicators are written properly. The reason I bring this up is that NinjaTrader 8, we have, and I'll talk about this in a sec, have really expanded the ability for people to build things on top of the platform. It's new. It's more complex as well in terms of the depth that we allow people to access the lower level framework, and with that likely will come another round of performance issues that are related to poorly written code, in part because people are also going through a learning curve of how to properly write code for the NinjaTrader 8 platform. So I just wanted to put that out there. The reason I bring that up is there was a couple of threads on Futures.io that talked about performance issues, and ultimately it was again an indicator or a script that wasn't running as optimized as it should have been. So just keep that in the back of your mind. With respect to commissions, the following commission rates at NinjaTrader brokerage are publicly listed at NinjaTrader.com. For those of you who are NinjaTrader brokerage clients, commission rates are not going to change with the release of NinjaTrader 8. If you're a lifetime license holder, it's still 53 cents, leaseholder 73, and direct edition users 95 cents. So no change there. However, if you're not a NinjaTrader brokerage client, you should know that our clear and simple rates, they do include clearing fees. I bring that up because some FCMs and introducing brokers, they will charge you a clearing fee per contract as much as $1 a round turn, and this is in addition to the commissions that they charge you. So you might actually be paying more than you think. So after this webinar, check your brokerage statement just to see what you're really paying. So upgrading from NinjaTrader 7. First of all, I've listed some of the system requirements. I've got on the left the, I guess you could call them minimum requirements, and then in brackets those are what we really recommend. So 2 gigahertz or faster computer, 8 gigabytes of RAM, DirectX 10 compatible graphics card. Most PCs that have been bought in the last 6-7 years should support that. And then a SSD hard drive. I think most people know already that with any application you'll get a higher level of performance with a SSD hard drive. You'll be able to download NinjaTrader from ninjatrader.com/platformdirect. Now if you go to the website, you'll be able to figure out where to download it. If you're inside of the NinjaTrader application, under the help menu, there is, I can't remember what the link is called, but it says download or something to that effect. You can click on that and they'll take you to a page where you can poke in your license key and download the NinjaTrader 8 platform. All of the various help guides and connection guides are also located at ninjatrader.com. There is no need to uninstall NinjaTrader 7. NinjaTrader 8 will install in tandem on the same PC, so you can have both NinjaTrader 7 and NinjaTrader 8 installed on your PC. More importantly, you can run both at the same time. Now, it is important to know that the market data provider or brokerage provider may not allow you to connect to their service more than once. So, for example, Kinetic market data, you can't use two instances, or a NinjaTrader 7 and a NinjaTrader 8, and connect to the same account to grab market data. You actually would need two Kinetic market data trials. On the brokerage side, some brokers will allow you to connect into their brokerage service with more than one application. However, you should check with your brokerage provider to see, A, if that's possible. In some cases, although it's possible, some brokerages might actually charge an additional login fee or extra user fee. So again, point I'm making is that from a technology standpoint, we allow that, but double check with your market data and brokerage service provider. When you install, or pardon me, actually when you run NinjaTrader 8 for the first time and you have NinjaTrader 7 installed on your machine, you will be prompted with a question on whether or not you want to migrate data from your NinjaTrader 7 instance to NinjaTrader 8. To be clear, that's not going to move the data from NinjaTrader 7 to NinjaTrader 8, meaning you're going to have no data left in NinjaTrader 7. It's just literally going to copy stuff over. It's not going to bring everything over, but there will be a list, I believe, of what actually is migrated at the time that you're prompted with this question. Another question that we get, do I need a new license key? No, you do not. Your existing NinjaTrader license key can be used for both NinjaTrader 7 and NinjaTrader 8. No additional license key is required. I talked about NinjaTrader 7 and 8 running concurrently already. And one important thing is, are NinjaTrader 7 scripts compatible with NinjaTrader 8? The short answer is no. They will not be transferable from 7 to 8. That being said, the next question is, well, how do I get my script over? And it really depends. If you're the developer yourself, then we have listed in our help guide a kind of a conversion and code breaking changes document that helps you understand what needs to be done. For the most part, simple scripts, indicators, might require a few minutes of tweaking in order to bring them in from NinjaTrader 7 to NinjaTrader 8. More complex scripts would require more time. If you are using a third-party component, a commercially available third-party component, then you will need to contact the developer of that component and ask them if they have NinjaTrader 8 compatible component. There is a growing number of vendors that are moving their stuff over to NinjaTrader 8, and in our forum, the NinjaTrader support forum, as well as the Futures IO forum, there are download sections where you'll see NinjaTrader downloadable scripts. I know that we've been working hard at moving what's in that based off of what's most popular over to NinjaTrader 8, so you can look at our forum for that. And I also know that there's a thread on Futures IO that you can request to have a script converted as well. I've seen some interesting scripts and add-ons posted on the Futures IO website as well. And with respect to questions, I'm not sure how this works these days. I think Terry filters the questions and sends them over. So I think we'll probably wait till the end of the presentation unless Terry, for whatever reason, feels that we need to pause in the presentation and take a round of questions. So moving on. As always, no change to our policy of providing free software. NinjaTrader 8 is fully functional with the exception of live trading in a live brokerage account. It's always free to use for charting, backtesting, analysis, trade simulation, just like all previous versions of NinjaTrader were as well. Okay, so introducing NinjaTrader 8, next generation trading platform. There's over 500 individual enhancements within the platform. This is, let me talk about what does next generation mean. NinjaTrader 7, the code base for that goes back now 11 years, meaning you know, the original incarnation of that started back in 04, 05. And so we're 11 years into that generation of code, and it's, you know, been enhanced and built on top of and built on top of, and maybe we'll, you know, see shelf life of NinjaTrader 7, I don't know, for another 4 years, 5 years. Again, it's not dependent on us so much as it is dependent on the community of people using it. So let's even say it's 5 years from now. So that means by the time it's over and done with, it's potentially a 16-year-old product. NinjaTrader 8, or to kind of take it to the next level, we needed to build a new foundation that was going to allow us to take this desktop application and project it out for 15 years. So it kind of sounds funny, but you know, maybe this will take us into 2030. And I know, like I said, it sounds funny because it seems like a long time from now, but if, you know, you asked me if, you know, the code base of NinjaTrader 7 10 years ago would last till 2020, I'd have a hard time believing it back then. So that's why it's a next generation trading platform. I'm going to roll through a number of slides just to talk about the high level changes, and then I'm going to pull the product up and walk through some of the things that are more easily demonstrated than discussed. So in the area of performance, there's a number of things that we've done. For example, NinjaTrader 8 is a multi-threaded product in terms of we spawn multiple user interface threads for every core on your computer. What does that mean? It just simply means that if you've got a CPU that has more than one core, which most of us have that these days, the UI is going to basically spawn a thread, which think of it like a highway or a worker thread that uses all the power of your processor. This allows us to distribute the load. As you guys know, the market data volume has you know, increased over the years. It just helps to keep things running more efficient. We've really overhauled the internal data processing and how we read and write data to our storage, to the database, which again makes things more efficient, reduces the overall load on processing. Historical data loading is much faster. Give you an example, if anybody here is using a market analyzer, and let's say you have a market analyzer with 100 plus rows of instruments, and on that market analyzer you have many columns that have indicator values being calculated on various different bar types or bar intervals. When we load historical data to preprocessor to load the market analyzer, with NinjaTrader 8 we can do that as much as 10 times faster than NinjaTrader 7. This also helps in faster workspace load. So if you have a workspace with a lot of charts, for example, or a lot of workspaces that are open upon NinjaTrader startup that has a lot of charts and is loading a lot of historical data, you're going to see a faster workspace load as a result of improvements in faster historical data loading. For those of you who are doing strategy development and backtesting, the optimizer will run as much as 10 times faster than NinjaTrader 7. And then I talked about the market analyzer. I guess I give you an example. I have a bullet there that says faster column load on market analyzer. We've also done a number of optimizations as well. Won't get into the nitty-gritty, but if you're an avid market analyzer user, you're going to find that just the interaction with the market analyzer, if you're adding or changing various different properties on columns, we're not reloading data over and over again like we did with NinjaTrader 7, so you're going to find again the responsiveness and the interaction with it much quicker. On the data side of things, a number of things that over the years have been requested quite heavily. One is sub-millisecond timestamps. NinjaTrader 8 supports timestamp granularity down to the tick, and that's, don't confuse that with market data tick, but it's a tick is a Microsoft.NET measure of time. It's the lowest level of time granularity you can get in the Microsoft.NET environment. And this, of course, is still dependent on if the market data provider supports what the resolution is that they would support. We have this new feature called tick replay, and basically what that is with every trade or every last trade tick, we store the historical bid and ask price at the time of that tick. Why this is important is it allows you to do calculations, or not calculations, but to develop indicators or scripts that would use this information in a historical sense to calculate things. Cumulative delta comes to mind. We have, for example, some indicators that come with the product: buy sell volume, buy sell pressure. And for those of you who might be familiar with those, with NinjaTrader 7, those indicators would only start calculating from the time that you applied the indicator to a chart. With NinjaTrader 8, if you enable tick replay, it will allow the indicator to historically calculate its values and show all of the same data, not the same data, pardon me, but the calculated values against the historical portion of the chart. For those of you who are doing back testing, in addition to the speed improvements we've made, the back testing or the fill algorithm has also been improved in a number of different ways. First of all, we break every bar down into 3 what we call virtual bars based off of the distance of the high and low to the open, and that determines, we make an assumption based off of the distance of the high and low to the open of how that bar was formed, and we use that data to determine which orders would get first, or the sequence of how orders get filled. And that's important if you've got, for example, a bracket order, a stop and a target that is active, and bar comes in, and you now need to determine which order was filled first. Was it the stop or was it the target? And so that's what breaking the virtual bars down, or pardon me, creating the 3 virtual bars allows us to be able to do. We also allow you to select a lower granularity for running the fill algorithm. So for example, if you're running a strategy or doing a back test on 5-minute bars, you can select 1-minute bars as your input to determining the fill algorithm. So not only do we break the bar up into the 3 virtual bars, but instead of doing it on a 5-minute bar, we're doing it on a 1-minute bar. So in essence, you're generating your signals on a 5-minute bar, but we're simulating or back testing whether that order filled or not against a lower time frame. Playback, or what we used to call market replay. A number of different improvements in that area. First of all, we allow you to run it at maximum speed. So with NinjaTrader 7, there was some speed cap. I want to say it was 500 times. Don't quote me on that. Now, and I can't remember what the setting is, but I think it's called max. It will lock up your computer because it uses all your CPU power, and it runs it as fast as you can. So we introduced that. We also introduced the ability to use chart data. So if you don't have access to market replay data, which is a full recording of every single tick of the market, we can replay just the chart data, no difference than if you were grabbing historical data to populate a chart. We use that data to drive playback, and we then have to simulate. Since we don't have bid or ask data, there's some offset, I can't remember what it is, maybe it's one tick off of the last trade to synthetically create a bid ask. So you still can get a market replay, or pardon me, a playback experience using historical data instead of market replay data, and that's why we changed the name to playback, since it's playing back either market replay or historical data. So on NinjaScript expansion, building on the success of NinjaTrader 7 and its predecessors, we set our target on making NinjaTrader 8 a true platform for trading app development. The idea was simply to expose as many aspects of our underlying framework as possible in order to enable developers to build rich and truly integrated trading apps on top of the NinjaTrader platform, limited only by one's imagination. So my expectations here, in the coming months and the coming years, is there's going to be some really nifty things that the development community builds and comes up with that's going to make the trading experience better. Coincidentally, for example, I think it was yesterday on Futures.io, somebody posted a NinjaTrader 8 world clock. Again, something that the low-level access that we've provided, or the expansion we've provided, allows people to build some pretty interesting things. I mean, I'm not sure if a lot of people will find that useful or not, but this is the kind of thing that I think you'll see coming up a lot more interesting add-ons for use of the community. So what can you do with NinjaScript and NinjaTrader 8? As I mentioned, we've expanded the development library and provided low-level access that we never provided previously. And you're able to develop things like trading apps of all shapes and sizes, your standard indicator strategies. Drawing tools is new. We don't have any type of, let's see, Elliott analysis, for example, drawing tools. Reason being is I don't know that stuff personally, and we don't really have anybody here in the company that knows much about it. But I suspect that somebody at some point in time is going to, take NinjaTrader 8 and build some Elliott wave type analysis tools, which I'm looking forward to. Chart styles, skins. There's the ability to write performance metric objects. There's so many different things, or what we call in programming objects, that can be created, that it's going to be a really rich experience for users in the coming future. All right, let's see. Okay, Terry was just sending me a PM to confirm we'll do a QA at the end. So I'm going to jump in and go through some of the features that I can show you, and give me 1 second. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water here. Let me kill this, and here you go. I've got NinjaTrader 8 already loaded. I'm going to connect up to Kinetic, and let's see where to start. I guess the first thing, let's talk about workflow and design. First of all, NinjaTrader 8 utilizes modern design techniques. It's more responsive and more consistent. And it's like, well, what does that mean? What does consistent mean? Well, when you have a product that you evolve over time, so every year, whatever, you come up with a new version, versions 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're adding features. When you add features, you got to find a place to put those features, and you guys have probably heard of bloat. So what happens is, through that process, is things become less consistent. And in NinjaTrader 7, I can point to a lot of things that, from a user interface perspective, that have grown to be inconsistent. And while most people won't notice that and go, oh, hey, this is different here than it is over in this window, it speaks to user experience, and it's kind of somewhat in your subconscious. Either you like something or you don't like something, you don't exactly know why, it just doesn't have a good feel. So with the design of NinjaTrader 8, we've been able to just make sure that our policies around design, that how we use the menu structures, the dialog boxes, are all consistent throughout the product. The one important thing for anybody who has not yet tried NinjaTrader 8 is that the experience from NinjaTrader 7 is going to be very familiar. Okay, it may look a little different. From my perspective, I find it looks more polished. It's easier on the eyes, but in terms of the overall interactivity, it's very similar. You have a control center, new. You've got a bunch of windows you can grab, tools. You're familiar with that. We've rearranged a few things here or there. We've put the workspaces menu up on the top. We've put the connections menu up at the top. So again, I think that for those of you who are going to just start trying NinjaTrader 8 out, it's going to be a very familiar experience. One of the things that it did include with NinjaTrader 8 is the ability to select different skins. What you're looking at right now is what we call the, I think it's flat slate gray or something to that effect. This is a default skin out of the box. If dark colors are not your thing, you can simply go to Tools Options, and let's look, where was it again? There we go. So it says skin. I've got slate gray, and you can see here, we've got a dark, light, 3 different slate ones. And for you developers out there, if you could care less for any of our skins, skins are actually programmable as well. So you can develop custom skins if you want to have a disco theme or whatever might be productive for you. One of the major things we did as well is we introduced tabs. Every window, for the most part, has the ability to have multiple tabs. So, for example, right now I'm charting here the S&P E-mini. If you want to add a tab, the keyboard shortcut entry, I can just go ++, which opens up a new tab. I'll type in Microsoft, hit enter, and there you go. New tab is created, and obviously everybody should be familiar with tabs. And if you right-click, you have other options. I find this one particularly useful. I'll build a chart, set it up with my customization indicators, whatever, and I just right-click, duplicate in new tab or new window, and then I've got a quick way of basically copying my chart, right? I'll close that. So again, tabs are found in all windows. You can see here I've got a dome in the background. This also has tabs. And if you're not a big tab fan, the tabs do take up some real estate here, as you can see. We try to accommodate for that by moving the toolbar. In NinjaTrader 7, it has a toolbar which sits right underneath the caption bar, which is the topmost part of the window. We moved all of these items into the caption bar to try to maintain the same surface area of the chart that everybody's used to. But if you don't like the tabs, you can simply right-click and turn off the tabs if you want. Now there's a number of different kind of creature comfort things that I would like to point out. First of all, we have introduced a instrument selector. That's this thing, and you're going to find that anywhere that you need to select an instrument. On the bottom, you have your instrument lists, which fly out into all the various different instruments located within that list. And then on the top, you get your most recently used instruments. So here you can see Microsoft is at the top because I just selected Microsoft. And you can pin this as well. So if I know I'm always going to be working with the S&P E-mini December contract, I just pin that, and now it's always pinned to the top. And then if I go to the dome here, you'll see here that ES is pinned. You don't see Microsoft or any other instruments that are not usable in the DOM, of course, won't show up. We also added a chart interval selector. So here you can see it looks like a pad. I've got all the various different interval types with the various different intervals here. And this is all configurable as well. So I can select the configure button, and here you can select what you want, add the values you want. So I know I never open up a 2-minute chart, 3-minute chart, for that matter a 4-minute chart. I hit OK, and then you can see here the minute is customized for those settings that I use most frequently. And then one other thing I just wanted to point out is under the any place where you're setting your quantity for trading, the quantity amount for your order, if you middle click in there, you're going to get this quantity pad, which does a number of different things. If you let's say trade various different sizes frequently, if you know you're trading 1, 2, and 5 lots, in this case I've got 110. Obviously I'm not trading 100 or 1,000, well not obviously, but I don't trade 1,000 contracts at a time. But you can just select 10 and it pops it in for you. The other side of this pad, you'll see it has +1, +2. So if you want to take that to 12, I can just hit +2 and it will automatically increment the amount in that pad by said amount. And again, this is configurable as well. You just click on the configure button and you can set the various different values that are going to show up in that quantity pad. Okay, so since I'm on the Superdome, let's talk about some of the key changes within this. First of all, you'll see that right now I'm displaying 10 levels of depth. I know that's not a novel thing, but with NinjaTrader 7, we only ever displayed 5 levels of depth. Personally, I never used more than 5. I don't even use really any of the levels of depth personally, but a lot of people wanted 10, and so by default it will show you 10, and you can change that simply. If you want to stay with 5, you can just poke in the number 5 there and hit OK. Okay. One of the interesting things we did with the Superdome is we added a feature to add additional columns. So if I right-click and select columns, by default there's 4 out-of-the-box columns. APQ, which I'm going to add, which stands for approximate position in Q. A notes, let me add that too. Actually, I'll just add all of these, P&L and volume. Actually, let me move the volume up. And then just like an indicator, you can set all the properties you want on the right side. I'll hit OK. And let me expand this out. Okay, I think the market just literally is opening, so we're not seeing any trade volume there yet because we started a new session. But first of all, I want to say that Superdome columns are also programmable, meaning that people can create custom columns for the Superdome. Not sure what people might create, but I am quite sure that in time you're going to see third-party custom Superdome columns being created. But let me show you one that I think might be very useful. I said APQ, approximate position in Q. If you place an order, it will show you here the approximate position of your limit order in the queue at the exchange. This is approximate because this information isn't provided by the exchange, so we have to do a little bit of math to try to approximate where your position is at. As your order moves up in the queue, you'll see that number decrease. Pretty straightforward concept, but might be something interesting. I know this has been asked for over the years. Notes, again, pretty straightforward, but I can just type whatever I want, or this is a high, or whatever you want. I mean, it's just a way for you to write some notes. And let me cancel. Actually, let me get this order filled. And you can see here there is P&L information on the right-hand side, which we didn't have obviously with NinjaTrader 7, but some people might want to see what the P&L is at various different price levels in the DOM. So let me, related to this, you can see here the bottom portion of the DOM where you set the parameters for trading obviously takes on the full width of the DOM. I use the term responsive design earlier on. And responsive design simply means that controls or elements of the user interface within a window kind of squish and move and resize along with the window itself. You see this more on web design, but this is also coming to desktop design as well. If you find that it's too long or too wide for you, you can change that and move the trade control on the left. So you can see here I just made the DOM look a little bit better, moved the trading components over to the left side, which then filled the rest of the DOM with additional price rows. Okay. We also added the ability to apply indicators onto the DOM. And the way that simply works is you have a right-click, select indicators, and let's say I'm going to put up a simple moving average, and I'm just going to do it on 1 minute data. I'll keep things real simple. I'll go at 10-period moving average, hit OK. Okay, you can't, hard to see, but the 10-period moving average actually is at this price. Let me just edit this, and instead of having a 10-minute period average, or 10-period average, I'm going to go 30. Hopefully that will, nope, that didn't push it down. Okay, let me see. You can see if you right-click on, not right-click, hover over it, you're going to see the price. But what you can do with indicators applied on the DOM, and this also goes for a chart as well, is you can, actually let me place an order first. If you hover over the order and right click, you're going to see attached to indicator. You select properties. I can now associate my order to the value of that indicator, okay? And you can set a few other things like, yeah, I want to have that offset by X number of ticks. I want to modify this toward the last price only, which means that if your order is attached to the indicator, if that indicator moves away from the price, it's not going to move that order along with it. The point is, you can do some interesting things. Let's say you have a particular indicator that, let's say a parabolic SAR, that's a great example, which some people use as a way to gauge where their stop loss should be. You can apply the, you can attach the order to the value of the parabolic SAR indicator, and as that parabolic SAR indicator changes its value, it will automatically modify the price of your order. Okay, so that's attaching orders to indicators as well as applying indicators to a DOM. Another thing that we implemented, this is specific to ATM strategies. If I select custom, with NinjaTrader 7, you can only have a maximum of 3 brackets or 3 stop and targets. With NinjaTrader 8, you can have unlimited number of stops and targets. I don't think a lot of people ultimately will use that, but we have had enough demand over the years for people who want more than 3 stop and targets. So NinjaTrader 8 does provide that. One other thing actually related to ATM strategies, if you have a open position that is not being managed by an ATM strategy, and you now want to manage that by an ATM strategy, you can do that with NinjaTrader 8. You can't do that with NinjaTrader 7 or before. So again, it's for those people who, for whatever reason, have an open position, never initiated it with an ATM strategy but now decide they want to protect it using an ATM strategy, you can do that with NinjaTrader 8. I'm going to close this DOM, and I'm going to open up the dynamic DOM, which most people use. And I just want to point out, with NinjaTrader 7, as you mostly know, if you have a really fast-moving market, you'll press the space bar to freeze the price action on the DOM so that you can go in and place your order. We have removed that. I believe we have improved it. And instead of having to press the space bar, just simply move your mouse into the price ladder area. You can see there is a blue outline around the price ladder, which signifies that the price ladder is now frozen. So in other words, the data is no longer updating until you move your mouse out of that area, meaning we've eliminated the need for you to press the space bar. Again, I believe it's an improvement. We haven't had anybody, existing NinjaTrader 8 users, say they want the space bar back that I recall. So hopefully for those of you that are new to this, you'll see that as an improvement. All right, let's dive into the charts. And let me just open it up a little bit more. There's a number of different things on the charts. Again, for the most part, the experience is going to be very similar. You're going to be familiar with what you see. Let me load up a little bit more data here. And let me just turn off something. Okay. I showed you the interval selector. That was a customizable item here. One other thing we added related to intervals is we have with NinjaTrader 7 always an instrument link, which means that you can associate various windows or link them together by instrument. So if one window changes its instrument, it will update all other windows linked by the same color. With charts, we also introduced an interval link. So if you have two charts linked via interval, you change the interval from, let's say, 5-minute to 15-minute on chart A. Any interval linked charts will also change their interval from 5-minute to 15-minute. Drawing tools, we added a few new drawing tools. Otherwise, for the most part, they behave very similar. We added a region highlight, X and Y, and a risk reward. I'll use this one just for the sake of it being new. But what I wanted to show is all drawing tools now have the ability to have a template. We didn't have this in NinjaTrader 7. So if you, for example, like drawing lines that you know, are always blue in color, always 5 points thick, is dashed, you can create template or templates for that, and there would be a default template that's used, and you can have additional templates if for whatever reason you have different requirements for different scenarios. We also have, let me just draw a few things on here, give me a sec. Okay, we also have under drawing tools a drawing objects dialog window, much like an indicator dialog or a strategies or a data series dialog. This goes to that consistency. Any objects are managed through what we call an object dialog, and here you can see the 3 different drawing objects that I put on the chart. You can select any one of them, and this is just a quick way for you to adjust any properties if you're trying to do some mass changes. Of course, you can still get at this menu by right-clicking, hit Properties, and it just brings up this drawing object dialog with the drawing object selected automatically. Actually, you'll see here there's a visible property. I can uncheck that, which hit Apply, and you can see in the background that line disappeared. This visible property is also new, not only for drawing objects, but for indicators and data series. So if, for example, you have indicators that you might use, but you're not always using the same ones, but you don't want to necessarily remove them from the chart each and every time and add them and parameterize them. You can have, for example, you know, I'm picking a number here, 10 indicators on your chart, but you only ever are looking at 5 at a time. You can just literally click on this visible property in order to remove it, but turn it back on when you want to see it without having to add it and go through the steps of parameterizing it, as I mentioned. Let me get rid of this. So one of the things we introduced with NinjaTrader 8 that I think is very powerful, let me draw a line here, is the concept of complex or comprehensive alerts. The idea behind that is you can create a number of different alert conditions and monitor for those conditions and take any number of actions when those conditions are true. A simple alert would be something like, tell me if the price goes to 1,000, right? That's just a simple price alert. But you can do a lot more than that. So let me give you an example. I right-click on a line, select alert, and this alert dialog pops up. You'll see here, this window here is conditions. And what it's by default saying right here is if the data series, my 5-minute bars, crosses below, and I can have any number of different things on the right side. I'm going to say crosses below line 4, which is that line right here. And you can apply a number of different math operations to this as well. I won't get into all the details because I don't think that's relevant for just explaining the concept. I hit OK, and you can see here now that here's that condition. So I'm going to keep it simple. I can, for example, also add conditions that says if it's after 10 a.m., if the price is also below 1,000, you know, if the SMA does this and this indicator does that, and I can have all these different conditions, right? And then I can say, what do I want to do with that condition when it's true? I can specify the text and the color for text and the color for foreground, and this message gets sent to an alerts window. That's kind of like a log that will show you the alerts. But really what's special about this is that you can do this. Once this is true, I want to take the following action. I want to play the sound, whatever sound you pick. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to pick alert 3. I can share a message. Okay, share a message means share to a social media service. It also means an email, so I could send it to Facebook, Twitter, StockTwits. Maybe somebody will create some Futures.io sharing service. I can pop up a dialog window to alert me. I can submit an order. You know, submit an order to Sim 101 account. I want to buy a contract, one contract at market. Hit OK. So you can see where I'm going. This is a way for you to create conditions for very comprehensive and to some degree complex conditions if you so choose, and take any number of actions. And really what we're getting into is semi-automated trading here. So if you're not a programmer, or you're really not doing automated development, but you know that, hey, I got a number of different conditions I'm monitoring. I know that once the market breaks out at this price and it's after this time and it's these other conditions are true, I want to enter an order by market. And this is what the alerts will allow you to do. Additionally, you have the ability to determine how these alerts are rearmed. So meaning I have by default selected never, meaning once the condition or the alert triggers, it's basically going to disable and never rearm until I manually go and rearm it. I can rearm it on a timer. So, 5 minutes after the last time it triggered, rearm it. On the close of a bar, pretty straightforward. So on the close of the current bar where it triggered, I want to have the alert reset itself. Condition reversed. Okay, so whatever conditions you put in, it will rearm it once those conditions no longer are true. Or you can remove the alert completely. You don't ever want to see it anymore. So again, it's very flexible, very comprehensive, and something that we think is pretty powerful for any type of user of NinjaTrader. Just talking more, I guess, quick simple thing. A lot of people have asked over the years with NinjaTrader 7, you can scroll the y-axis up and down. You can move it up and down. You can do the same thing on the x-axis like this, but you've never been able to do it simultaneously. You can do that with NinjaTrader 8. Just hit the control key down and left mouse click, and you can move the chart in any direction you want. Let me bring up the data box real quick. This is really for more of the developer community. I find this personally useful. If you right-click, there's options to show bar indexes. I'll turn that on. And show bars ago. I'll turn that on. And as you programmers know, if you're writing some script and you're wanting to know how many bars ago something happened, or you're doing some debugging, being able to move your mouse and see, this bar was 23 bars ago. Again, you programmers will know what I mean by that. Very helpful for debugging. So that it's just a creature comfort that we added. With NinjaTrader 7, there are bar types. What's that one called? I don't use it myself. Point and figure. That's where the point and figure chart, as an example, is built from the start date of the data series. So if you have a point and figure chart, let's say that starts this past Monday, if you started on Tuesday, you're actually going to get a different looking chart because the start date has an impact on how that chart gets built. With NinjaTrader 7, we always restarted charts on the break of each trading session. And time bars, tick bars, I guess people expect that. But it didn't work necessarily for bars that don't need to be broken across session borders. And so we introduced a property, if you right-click on a data series, it's called break at EOD. EOD stands for end of day. So for those guys, I think Kagi charts, line break charts, don't hold me to that just off the top of my head, point and figure charts, you'll want to uncheck that to have kind of a continuous chart applied for those chart styles. ChartTrader behaves pretty much the same as NinjaTrader 7. One major difference is if you have a multi-series chart, let me see if I can pop that up here. Oh. Okay, I just added Microsoft to the chart. And by the way, maybe you guys didn't see that, but if you just start typing in any window that will accept an instrument like a dome, you're going to see this instrument overlay. You just type in the instrument, hit enter, and it changes it. That's new for NinjaTrader 8. So what I did is I just typed a plus and then MSFT, which the plus adds a new panel plus the symbol that comes after that. If you guys recall, if I type plus plus, it will add a new tab. And why I wanted to add Microsoft on here, there's a couple of reasons. One, unlike NinjaTrader 7, you can now toggle between all instruments on your chart. With NinjaTrader 7, you can only trade what we call the primary instrument on the chart, or with NinjaTrader 8, the ChartTrader is more flexible in that it will allow you to trade all of the instruments that are on your chart. As well, since I'm talking about multi-time frame or multi-series, I should say, with NinjaTrader 7, we have a concept of equidistant bars, meaning that the time axis, the time axis is uniform. And that allows us to plot whether it's tick bars or minute bars interlaced, we tie it all to time. One of the requests that we receive constantly is that people didn't want to have the multi-series bars tied to time, but they wanted them to be evenly spaced bar for bar. I'm trying to wait because sometimes it's a little bit hard to explain that, and I don't want to get into the details of that, but simply put, actually let me see if I can just show you this real quick. Maybe it's easier if I do that. If I go plus, okay, I've loaded a 100 tick chart. Let me close the chart trader. And here you can see there's a big gap, right, from this bar to this bar on the minute panel. And then you can see the spaces are somewhat uneven, and that's because all of these bars are uniformly plotted against a time axis. Okay. What we did with NinjaTrader 8 is provide the option to turn off the equidistant bar spacing. And now, let me zoom in here. Every bar is interlaced, and it might be hard to show right now, but simply put, instead of plotting it against the time, it plots it where every bar will be evenly spaced from each other. And I apologize because I know I'm not doing a good job at explaining that concept. I think for those of you who do multi-series charts, hopefully you're getting what I'm saying here. If not, you can play around with that because I think it'll become clearer. Let me get rid of the additional series, and let me zoom out a bit here. And give me a sec. One last thing I think I want to show is with the crosshair. Oop, wrong. Give me a sec. I've got my crosshair here. We just added a cursor-only crosshair. And if you go into Properties, Crosshair, click on Draw Cursor Only, you can see here I still get the X and Y labels, but now I don't have the lines going all the way up and down and left and right on my chart. I just have this kind of rectangle here. We just added that. And let me see how we're doing on time here. Looks like we still have a full contingent of participants, and we're an hour in. Let me try and speed things up just a little bit. I guess I'm towards the end of the high-level features. Let me close the chart. For you Forex traders, we've introduced a new Forex board, and it should be pretty familiar with those of you who trade Forex. It's, you know, a tile display. Won't go into the details of how this works, but you can trade directly within this interface. You can arrange the tiles, add, remove various different tiles. If you go to the back of a tile, you've got custom options for various different order entry, and on the bottom here, this is an order grid, so you're going to see all orders submitted, placed here just like you would in the control center orders grid. So it's a fully functional quote display for Forex as well as an interactive order entry mechanism too. And the last thing that I wanted to review, we also just recently rolled out the NinjaTrader 8 Strategy Builder. We have had a strategy builder in NinjaTrader 7, but we've made a lot of enhancements with it for NinjaTrader 8. And what this is for those of you who are non-programmers but want to build an automated trading strategy. Okay, you don't have to program to be able to do that with NinjaTrader. And B, for those of you who are aspiring programmers, you can use this as an entry point for creating some basic strategies and showing you how that code is generated for that. So it's kind of a way to help you generate code so you can learn from it. I'm just going to breeze through a few screens to get to the stuff I wanted to show, which is right here. I showed you earlier the conditions, pardon me, the alert builder mechanism. The way that you build conditions for the strategy is really the same. It's the exact same interface, a consistent look and feel. And the idea is real simple here. You can create a condition and you have all the available objects, indicators, price, strategy, miscellaneous items, and time, and you can do comparisons. So you can just do something, I'll make it real simple. You know, if the simple moving average, and let me think, I must be missing something here. And I'm a little bit embarrassed that I'm not able to do this. Let me see, what am I missing? Add. I think I don't have a data series set up. Okay. Anyways, simply put, like I showed you before when I created an alert on the chart, you're going to do the same thing here with the strategy builder. Create as many conditions as you want. Once the conditions are true, we've added more flexibility. You know, if any of the conditions are true or if all conditions are true, we didn't have that. With NinjaTrader 7, do the following. The following will be, again, place an order, send an email, create an alert. We also support multi-series with the strategy builder, where with NinjaTrader 7 we did not allow that. So we took what was successful with NinjaTrader 7 and broadened it out with NinjaTrader 8 to allow non-programmers to really try to build as much as they can without having to become a programmer. You know, one other thing to point out as well, to the extent that we have anybody here who prefer to use NinjaTrader in German, Spanish, or Russian, NinjaTrader 8 is localized in those languages. I know you see Chinese traditional here. Not sure if we have many Chinese traders, but that option is more testing right now. But the other ones are fully functional. So you can use that in one of these languages, and you can expect to see additional localized versions, you know, in the future. With that said, I am going to stop because I'm sure I'm going to get some questions, and I'll open it up. Terry, if you can, I'm not sure how we do this. You just ask me, I assume?
Yep, I'll ask the question and you answer. All right, let me scroll back to the top. Okay, I know you asked it or answered this before, but I just want to make sure everyone understands. They're asking, will I be able to run 7 and 8 in parallel?
Yeah, yes, you can run NinjaTrader 7 and 8 on the same machine at the same time, but the caveat is that connecting to either a market data provider or brokerage is dependent on their policy for doing that. So I can tell you that market data providers like Kinetic, eSignal don't allow you to have simultaneous connections with a single account. Most brokerages don't allow that either out of the box. You'd have to call your broker and ask if they support it, and if so, you know, how to enable it. I know some brokers will charge an additional, you know, monthly additional log-on fee. Some don't. It really depends on your broker, and you need to reach out to them to find out.
Okay. Will there be a Mac version of NT8?
NinjaTrader 8 does not natively run in the Mac because we're based off Microsoft technology. Simply put, the answer is no, but there is a workaround. You can run NinjaTrader on a Mac using, I guess it's Windows, I don't know if this is the right term because I'm not a Mac guy, but emulation software named Parallels or Boot Camp come to mind. So you can use those applications, then run NinjaTrader within that application on a Mac.
Okay. Is the Ninja 8 beta NinjaScript compatible with the production version?
I'll answer it this way. There had been changes throughout the beta process that broke, for example, something that might have been made a year ago might have had a code-breaking change with the recent version. We haven't had code-breaking changes, I think, in the last release, so provided that everybody who's built something with the most recent version, it will be compatible with the production release.
Okay. Have the NT stability issues been addressed?
I'm not sure what that means, but if I take a stab at it, NinjaTrader 8 has been and is in beta for the most part, and through the beta process we uncover bugs, and some people may run into them, some people may not. If you were to say that some bugs would impact stability, then I would answer that when we find bugs, we fix them. We have thousands of people using NinjaTrader 8 now, and we have over 10% of our trading volume now is run through NinjaTrader 8. We use NinjaTrader 8 to manage 10,000 plus accounts at our brokerage, connected to 10,000 accounts and 5 guys sitting there trading all day managing risk. So from my perspective, it's very stable. That's not to say that there aren't bugs yet to be found, and the nature of a bug in software is, or let me say it this way, a bug is something in software that's just waiting to be found. So I mean, NinjaTrader 7 I'm sure still has bugs in it, but nobody maybe run into it. So I guess it's, sorry for being long-winded on this answer, but didn't really fully understand what the question was. So anyways, I guess that's my answer.
Okay. Can NT8 utilize more than the 8 gigs of RAM, like 16 or 32 gigabytes?
It can, yes.
Okay. Will you make a mobile app for mobile phones or tablets?
Yeah, good question. Absolutely. It's on our list. Right now we have no plan, let's say in the short term, where you're going to see a NinjaTrader phone app, but that is on our roadmap. For those of you, at least NinjaTrader brokerage customers, we do offer a mobile app in the form of, it's called CQG-M, CQG Mobile. It's not our own app, but it can be used in conjunction with NinjaTrader, and there's no additional like a monthly fee. There is a fee, like a contract fee. I don't recall what it is. You'd have to send an email to our brokerage to clarify. I think it's listed on our website as well.
Okay. This is kind of a long question, so I'm going to try to break it up and make it as clear as possible. The question is regarding NinjaTrader 8 and interactive brokers data. Why is it still so much slower to load data from interactive brokers into NT8 than it was into NT7? Using comparable workspaces, NT7 can load the data within a few minutes, where NT8 can take up to 15 minutes.
I would say that you should send that in to support. I am not aware that NinjaTrader 8 historical data loading with interactive brokers is slower. If anything, it should be quicker. So again, if that's your experience, I would report that as an issue, because that to me is unexpected.
Okay. Will we be able to backfill bid and ask data like we do with the BA bar and NinjaTrader 8?
Okay, I don't know what BA bar is, but I'm going to take a stab. NinjaTrader 8 supports what we call tick replay, which automatically stores bid-ask data with every trade locally, and so not only does it store it, our servers record that. So if you download historical data from, like if you're connected through NinjaTrader Continuum or if you're connected through Kinetic, that data will come across. So I'm not sure if that's what this question was relating to. Hopefully I did answer it in the way that the person who asked the question was looking for.
Okay. Is it possible for Ninja to provide a translator so that I can feed my NT7 custom indies and have it translated into 8?
Answer is no, we don't provide one. There is something on our forum. I'm not vouching for this because I personally haven't used it, tested it, so I don't know as to the quality of the translation, but there is some conversion utility there. You can do a search in our forum for it.
Okay. Will NT8 have a Fibonacci drawing tool that displays properly for the US T-bond chart priced in 30 seconds, or will it still display in decimal format as the NT7 version does?
So let me make sure I understand. So the question is, and I'm just going to pull up a chart because I don't have the answer to that, so I guess we can find out. Give me a sec. So I've got the ZB on there, and they wanted Fibonacci. So I guess the answer is no.
Okay. Yeah, it's still decimal.
Thanks, Brett.
All right. Okay, this is another long one, so I'm going to try to do my best to convey it. Why NT cannot or will not expand the horizontal timescale into the future with a functional pointer/crosshair similar to TradeStation, so that we can plot future events like calendar events, earnings, dividend events, reminders. This has been suggested and asked for many years, yet NT hasn't incorporated it into NT8.
Good question. So I don't know. And the reason I say I don't know is because this is really a technical development question that I'm far removed from knowing all the inner workings of that. So I guess simply put, there likely is a technical limitation to our architecture, my guess. I wish I could provide a better answer than that, but I think that's as good as it's going to get.
Okay. Let's see. The current OCO is cumbersome. How about a one-click button feature for bracket trades?
I'd have to know what would be cumbersome about it. I guess I would say, to me, that sounds like a feature suggestion, which we're always happy to accommodate in terms of tracking it. Please, whoever asked that question, if you could post that in our forum, you'll get a tracking ID, and we'll make sure that that suggestion is logged. Okay.
Will there be static and dynamic domes?
It's either or. You saw that on my screen because I have a special license that allows me to switch between the two. But for regular users, it's either static or it's dynamic. You have to select dynamic as a default, and if you want to have a static dome, you need to send an email request in. For those of you who have no clue what I'm talking about, static dome has a different behavior in terms of how the price action moves within the dome, but it costs you 10 cents per trade.
Okay.
Contract, pardon me. Well, let me clarify that. That is not NinjaTrader charging 10 cents for that feature. That is, we license that. It's patented technology. We license that from Trading Technologies, and they charge us 10 cents. We simply pass through that 10 cents. We don't make any money on that.
Okay. Can NT8 invert a chart?
invert a chart? I'm going to answer no, because I don't know what that means. I believe I know just literally what that means. If that's the meaning, the answer is no.
Okay. On the chart, when you added a second series, how do you remove that second series?
Oh, okay. I'll just add a second series real quick here. So I just type in plus. I just simply click on it, press delete.
Perfect. Can we change the color of the crosshairs?
Yes, actually that is a new feature within NinjaTrader 8. The way that you do that, under properties, right-click in a chart, properties, and you're going to see colors. You'll see here, crosshair, pardon me. And you'll see here color, and you can select whatever color you want, and as well you can change the line style also, and the width.
Can you show how the risk-reward drawing tool works on a chart? And also, okay, yeah, I'm going to split this into two. Can you show the risk-reward drawing tool and how it works on a chart?
Yeah, so you obviously select it, select a point, select another point, and let me actually just bring this into view. And basically it projects out based off of settings. So here you can see what the visualization looks like, and then if I bring this up, you can see here you can change various different properties of this tool, risk extension there, the different colors, and so forth.
Okay. And can you also show the measured move using the measured move target drawing tool?
If we're talking about the ruler, just pick 2 points, and then you literally drop the box as a third anchor or the third point.
Okay. Okay, does NT8 have a feature that allows you to disable the unrealized P&L in ChartTrader?
It does not.
Okay.
I should add, we do get that asked of us, and it is on our list.
Okay. I know for me personally, I find that very distracting trying to make a decision.
I hear you.
Okay, we went over that one. With the data captured at the tick level, are you capturing all bid and ask data in the stream or just capturing bid and ask data at the time of the trade print?
We capture the bid and ask at the time of the trade print. Not to be confused with if you create a chart, right, that is right now the bars are based off of the last trade. I can also create an ask chart or a bid chart. So I just want to make sure there are 2 different concepts, in which case every single tick is being plotted if you're selecting an ask or bid. But I believe the question was related to the capturing of bid-ask data with the trade tick.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, this question is, they have a dual processor, each has 28 cores. Will NT8 use all cores?
It will.
Okay, it has been 4 years since the release of .NET 4.5. Can we expect that NT8 will keep up to date with the base technology, or should we just accept it'll be frozen as NT7 was for 9 years, X amount of years?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't have a policy to share with you on that. I know we looked at 4.6, but there was something that prevented us from moving to 4.6. I can't remember exactly why we didn't make that move here. That being said, I know that I just saw on one of our own internal I don't know what you call it, kind of collaboration tools. We marked down reasons why we should do certain things, and there were some things with 4.6 that we liked. So I don't recall if you're going to see that here in kind of the next major release. When I say major, I'm not talking about 5 years from now. I'm talking about sometime in 2017, a major minor release, if I will say that. So I don't have a policy on that right now.
Okay. Can we expect to see feature enhancements in NT8, the feature request we submitted over the last year? When can we expect to see feature enhancements? Okay, kind of repeat that. When can we expect to see feature enhancements to NT8 made over the last year?
Oh, good question. No commitments on that, and here's why. First and foremost, getting it to production, and then I imagine, just like any brand new product, we're going to be, making improvements, fixing things that get reported, and that'll be probably our focus for the next little while. In terms of features that have been suggested, basically the way that works is we don't, if somebody requests something, don't expect that just because you request it, it makes it into the product. There's a number of different things that go into making a decision on whether something or not should make it in. One, whether we feel ourselves it makes sense, absent a lot of demand for it, or a lot of demand for it, and then if it passes that, if there's a lot of demand or we think it makes sense, and the next thing is how does that fit into our architecture, meaning can we put something like that in? So anyway, I didn't want to provide you any commitment, but I wanted to provide you some insight as to how we go about looking at what gets added or what does not get added. What I can say though is if there's something you want to see, the louder people are, the more we take notes. We track this stuff literally. There's 10 votes for this, there's 15 for that, and we use that to help guide us.
Okay. NT7 indicators and charts do not remember their layering such that you have to keep scrolling with shift to set the layers every time. Does NT8 overcome this?
I believe so. I guess I wasn't aware that there was an issue with NinjaTrader 7 layering or Z order. With NinjaTrader 8, they should be remembered. So if it doesn't work that way, I would see that as a bug.
Okay. A footprint volume profile was announced for NT8 at a previous webinar. Is that coming? And what about market profile as well?
Yeah, it's on our list. I don't have an ETA for that. However, in the interim, there are other third-party products that, like Gomi comes to mind. I know he's known here at Futures.io, and I know he has some tools there, I think at a reasonable price. So on our list, but nothing, no ETA yet.
Okay. On NT7, there was a difference in values between a daily chart and a 1440-minute chart. The 1440 was more accurate. Will that be fixed in NT8?
Yeah. I guess let me answer it this way, because I don't consider it inaccurate. Daily bars on NinjaTrader 8 was based off of the RTH, or the real, RTH hours. With NT8, that was NT7, and that's why it would likely look different. with NT8 we use ETH, which is likely what the 1440 is using. So I guess you could argue it was inaccurate if you're looking for an ETH bar, but I guess the answer is we changed NinjaTrader 8 to use ETH for daily bars.
Okay. Will NT brokerage support data feeds for both NT7 or NT8 at the same time, or will there be an additional charge?
Give me a sec. I don't recall what our policy is. You'd need to send an email to brokerage support at ninjatrader.com.
Okay.
Technically, we can support that. I just don't recall if there's a charge for that. I don't want to say something inaccurately. I don't believe there is, but again, double check.
Can an alert be attached to any line in a multi-line drawing tool, such as a channel trend line?
Good question. Let me think. Can alert? I don't know the answer to that. Let me see if I can determine that. Let's see, trend channel. So I've got trend channel 8, drawing tool. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. I guess I don't know the answer to that. I'd have to double check. I think the best thing to do there would be send an email to support.
Okay. If my brokerage is NinjaTrader, where is the order stored for an MIT order? Is the MIT order stored on a local PC or stored on a server?
MIT orders are new for NinjaTrader 8. It's called market if touched orders. Most brokerages don't support that, so we simulate that locally on the PC.
Okay. Okay, where is the flatten everything and exit buttons? I can only seem to exit with the upper right red X. You cannot find a flatten everything button.
Oops, I want to say, sorry, I'm looking for that. Okay. On the positions tab, right-click, flatten everything.
Okay. So it's in a mouse menu, not an actual button.
Correct.
Okay. Are there Singapore Stock Exchange future symbols in NT8?
Ooh, I don't know the answer to that. I want to say that if it wasn't in NinjaTrader 7, then it's not in NinjaTrader 8, or what's in NinjaTrader 7 is also in NinjaTrader 8. I don't believe we expanded the list of default instruments out of the box.
Okay. How can I adjust the resolution of a chart? I see wider bars in NT8 than NT7 while having the same bar width.
Well, I guess if you're talking about bar spacing and bar width, I'm not sure if that's what you mean, but that's what you can do, which is no different than NinjaTrader 7.
Okay. Is there a best place to get historical data for NT8?
Well, that's a good question. Depends. With NinjaTrader 8, just like NinjaTrader 7, if all you need is historical daily bars, there is a kinetic end-of-day connection that is free. Also, if you want historical real-time data, Kinetic is the lowest cost option as a third-party market data service provider. It's about half the price of like eSignal. Or if you want to test it out, you can get historical and real-time data through a trial from NinjaTrader.com.
Okay. Okay, let's see. NT8 ATM. Can you do a trailing the trade candle by candle instead of tick by tick?
You can't do that with ATM strategy, but you can, for example, build an indicator. You remember I showed you the attaching an order to an indicator? You can do something simpler. So you can create an indicator that literally trails candle by candle and apply that indicator on a chart or on the dome and then attach your stop loss to that indicator.
Okay.
So not in a direct way, but it can be done.
Why are all the borders so thick in all the windows in NT8? This wastes screen space.
For design reasons.
Okay.
I would just say that we do, if you find that to be a nuisance, send that in. We're definitely tracking that.
Okay. Can a static DOM be obtained with a lifetime license?
A static DOM is available independent of any license that you have. You just need to send an email into our support team to enable, request to enable it.
Okay.
So the answer is yes, but it's independent of whether it's a lease or a lifetime or any license for that matter.
Okay. Does NT Brokerage support co-location automated trading services for NT8 strategies with oversight from a trade desk?
No.
All right, we're almost done here. Let's see. Can you show how to put the ADD and NYSE tick on the same chart as the ES?
One second. ADD, okay. I think if I understand the question, if you want to add an index, okay, so let me just switch that to ES. And index, tick, for example, give me a sec. Oh, I just changed the chart, sorry, give me a sec, sorry. Plus ES. Okay, there you go. Okay. I mean, if I wanted to add the ADD, well, I can't remember what that symbol was.
It looked like
but you just do the same thing.
Okay.
And you just
add. Is it possible to have a left side Y scale that is different than the right side so that an indicator can be tied to a different instrument?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not exactly the probably the scenario, but if I wanted to have a stochastics indicator, I just added if I drag it onto the same panel of the chart, you can see now there's a y-axis that was created. So simply, this is the same thing you would do if you wanted to have, two different instruments on the same panel. It'll automatically select the appropriate scale for you, and if you wanted to force it to a specific scale, if you double-click on it, there is a property called Scale Justification, and you can see here it's at the left, and you can either set it to right, left, or overlay. Overlay means that it sits on top. It's like an invisible scale, so to speak.
Okay. Can you trade options with NT8?
We don't officially support options now. I say it in that way because we do have built-in option support in NinjaTrader 8. We just haven't officially put it out there yet, and I don't have any further data on that other than at some point in time we likely will make it official, but it's not today.
Okay. There seems to be a way to use a stop order with volume that would not trigger just on touch, but wait for price to have a certain volume before stopping out. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's called our simulated volume or stimulated stop. That was a feature I built for myself back in 2003. I got sick of the market coming down and literally nicking my stop and taking me out, so I put that volume stop in there to simulate that so much volume needs to have, be at the specific stop price before it actually converted to a market order. So that's a feature of NinjaTrader since 2003. You'll find it in NinjaTrader 7 as well as NinjaTrader 8. Again, it's called a simulated stop. You can search the help guide for more information on that.
Okay. Can you use an indicator for a data series on a chart similar to NT7?
I think the question, I'll rephrase that. Can you take an indicator, let me see, can you use an indicator as a data series? To me, what that means is, can you use an indicator and somehow plot a candle with that? I guess the answer is no. I'm not sure exactly the context of the question, but I guess the answer is no. You can't take an indicator and make it substitute it for a data series which then you could apply a chart style to it.
Okay, I think that sounds about right. Is it possible to eliminate the tabs at the bottom of a chart?
Absolutely. You just right-click and uncheck Show Tabs, and then they're gone.
Perfect.
And that goes for any window that has a tab.
Okay, there's a update to it. He means can an Indy be an input to another indicator?
Absolutely. I can show you that real quick, but I just double-clicked on the stochastic, and you can see here input series. The stochastic actually is probably not actually the most logical. Let me do it a different way. Let's say I wanted to have the moving average of stochastics. That makes more sense. So I selected SMA here, and under input series, I just click on it, and then I can select, I think I said stochastics, right? Stochastics as my input. There we go. I hit OK, and let me just move that to a different panel. So now I have a what looks like a 14-period moving average of stochastics. And just, this is not a new NinjaTrader 8 feature. You can do this in NinjaTrader 7 as well.
Okay. Let's see. Where can they submit issues and bugs for NT8?
In our NinjaTrader support forum. So if you go to our website, ninjatrader.com, click on Help, you'll find an entry point for the support forum. Within the support forum, there is a section specific to NinjaTrader 8 that you can submit things to.
Okay, we're getting close to time, so this is going to be the last question, and it's a little off topic, but where did you come up with the name NinjaTrader?
Oh, good question. Back when I had to come up with a name for the product, I always thought of myself as trading like a ninja. Simply put, it has nothing to do with flailing sword or slicing and dicing. It has to do with stealth, patience, and discipline. I always felt that those were characteristics that embodied what a ninja was, and I also felt that that's what trading was like. You had to kind of have stealth. You had to have extreme patience and discipline and kind of pounce, wait in the shadows, pounce when the opportunity was there, and then go back in the shadows and nobody knew you were there. And that's how I mentally thought of, when I was actively trading many, many years ago. And so I always felt like a NinjaTrader. So, kind of a funny name back then, and anyways, I think it works. It's worked for us for a while, so that's a history, love it or not.
Well, sounds good. It is definitely differentiating than all the other trade station or trade whatever so names. So.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. And go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, if you could maybe pull up on your browser the page on their website where they can go to, just so they can kind of see, and we'll leave the video with that.
Sure. You're talking about where they can download it?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you can fill out your email here, but if you scroll down to the bottom, there is an existing user download. It just bypasses some, part of the, if you're a new prospect, you don't have to put in your first name and last name and things like that. You can just poke in your license key and hit submit.
Okay, perfect.
And it'll take you there.
And I see.
All right, guys, I just want to say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. I was just going to say, I see at the bottom contact support. So if you have any further questions, you can go to NinjaTrader.com and click contact support in the footer and submit your questions, bugs, feature requests, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you for sticking with me here for an hour and 45 minutes. I appreciate the audience. Thank you, Terry, for moderating, and thanks to you and Mike for giving me the platform to talk about NinjaTrader 8.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Okay, have a good day, everybody.
You too. Bye.